Why do we have to choose just one?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kacey, hence the title of the podcast. It's February 3rd today. And when I was driving home last night, I went to watch the Grammys with my friends, and it was like 11 p.m. and it was almost 60 degrees. And I live in Utah. That's unheard of. But that little rat thing, that little rodent said there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter. And I'm like, where? Please show me where it's going to be 6 more weeks. Who knows? We could get slammed with snow and, freezing cold temperatures. Because it does actually get pretty cold in the springtime. So who knows? But as of right now, it does not look like it is winter out there. And I don't know how to feel about that. Honestly, I should be happy because I don't like the cold. But it's more the darkness that I don't like. And that's still lingering among us. So it really doesn't matter to me. But yeah, it is. Can you believe January's over? Already 1 month down from the new year. It seems like, honestly to me, it seems like 2017, but it's clearly not. Like I said, the Grammys were last night, and this is probably one of the best Grammys I've watched in a very long time. The last few years have been pretty good. I used to not really like them. Like I'd always watch them, but it made me mad, and I just felt like it was the awards they gave out to the people that they did. I'm like, why? This is clearly not how this is supposed to go, but whatever. But I feel like, well, I don't know. Last night there were some people that were, like, Taylor didn't win anything, not one. And she was nominated for 7 awards. And Billie Eilish was nominated for 7. She didn't win any. There's a lot of people that are upset about Billie, like, on TikTok afterwards, because they showed a clip of Billie crying as Beyonce was accepting the Album of the Year award. And, like, yeah, it's sad, but I guess this album meant more to other people than it did to me. I really didn't care for it. Like, it was good, don't get me wrong. I do like it. I just thought Happier Than Ever was much better than this one. And also, it's only 10 songs long, so I think maybe give us more music and it might have a better chance. 10 songs is not an album. 10 songs does not an album make, Billy. Also, I'm looking at you two do it. 11 songs is not an album. I think an album has to be at least 14, the minimum 14 songs. And like I said before, I complain about all the time. Why are people complaining that Torture Poets Department is too long? It's like they're giving us, they're feeding us. It's a feast. And you guys are like, oh, this is too much. This is too overwhelming. Huh? Are you serious? What, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, Shania Twain's Up album's like 25 songs. And that came out like early 2000s. I don't know. To me, a long album is not a deal breaker, but it is to a lot of people I found out. And I will never understand why. But yeah, with Billie's album, I guess I'll need to listen to it a few more times because maybe I'm missing something. Also, did you know that she was thinking, I don't know how serious she was about it, but not putting Birds of a Feather on to the album? And she just didn't think it was very good. It wasn't like the best work she's done. And I don't know if someone convinced her to. I don't know if Phineas did. I don't know what, but she ended up doing it. And it's like one of her biggest songs to date. So, well, maybe not to date, but it's a very good song. And it charted very quickly. And it's got well over 1 billion streams. But yeah, next time give us, I don't know, 15, 20 songs, Billy. Because we know you can do it. Like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. That's putting a lot of pressure on somebody. Give us more art. But yeah, I think Birds of a Feather should have won something. In my honest opinion, I don't think Not Like Us should have been nominated. Not because I don't like Kendrick. I just don't think that a diss track should win a Grammy. And not that I'm like, we shouldn't fight. Like, I really don't. I could care less about Drake. But there's just so many other better songs than Not Like Us. Not Like Us is like a fun, catchy song that you play like when you're on a road trip with your friends or at a party, like playing beer pong. You know what I mean? It's not, to me, it's not a Grammy song. And it won 2 awards. So I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority of that one, but I I think other songs should have won in place of that. Yeah, so see, for record of the year, it was between the Beatles, which I don't understand that. Texas Hold'em, Espresso 360 by Charlie XCX, Birds of a Feather, Not Like Us, Good Luck Babe, and Fortnite. I would have been so much happier with any of those other songs. Uh, um, but I don't know. I don't know how they vote or what they vote on or how the deciding factor is. Because I guess all of them had, pretty good years. So there's that. What else? Album of the year was between Andre 3000. I was like, honestly, I really am fine with any of these women winning. I just do not want these men to win. No offense to them. I'm sure their albums are fine and good and whatever. But compared to all, I honestly did not know that. I thought it was just the women. I thought it was all women in this category for some reason, but it's not. Until like a few days ago when I was looking at the list, I was like, oh, I was like, did they add these in after? So there's Andre 3000, his album New Blue Sun, and Jacob Collier, Jesse Volume 4. And I'm like, please, 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 anyone but them, anyone. But it was between Andre 3000, New Blue Sun, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, Brat, Charlie XCX, Jesse Volume 4 by Jacob Collier. I never heard of him before. Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Chapel Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, and The Torture Post Department. Yeah, so I honestly, my guess was between Cowboy Carter, Brat, and The Torture Post Department. Those were my guesses, but Taylor didn't win anything, not even the collaboration with Gracie Abrams. That went to Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga for Die With a Smile. Best New Artist went to Chapel Roan, and she called out music executives and labels for not paying new artists livable wages so they could afford health care and, be able to live. And she read like straight from her diary. I loved it. Song of the year was between A Bar Song by Shabuzi, Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish, Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Fortnite, Taylor Swift, and Post Malone, Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, Please Please Please, Sabrina Carpenter, and Texas Hold'em from Beyonce, obviously. And that went to Not Like Us. Again, all these great songs, and that one won? I don't know. There was an interview with Benson Boone on the red carpet, and they're asking him, like, what are you going to do if you win Best New Artist? He's like, oh, that award's going to Chapel Roan. There's no doubt about it. This was her year. I'm like, we love a humble king. Let's see what's next. Producer. Oh, I don't know that. I think it's so weird that Jack Antonoff did not get Producer of the Year. Not even nominated. And he produced Short and Sweet and Torture Poets Department. So crazy. I don't know. Let's see. Miley Cyrus and Beyonce won. They didn't televise this award, but it was Best Country Duo or Group Performance. And I only found this out because Miley came out to present, was it Record of the Year or Song of the Year? I can't remember. And Trevor Noah, who was the host, was like, and a Grammy winner tonight for Best Country Duo Group Performance, Miley Cyrus and Beyonce for Two Most Wanted. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that song won something. Because that song truly is just, it's like nostalgia in a bottle. It's like, I don't know. It reminds me of a It always reminds me of Thelma and Louise, even though I've never seen that movie. It just reminds me of two besties on a road trip together, driving off a cliff. But yeah, best country song went to Kacey Musgraves for The Architect, and it was up against Texas Hold'em. I Had Some Help. I'm glad that one didn't win. People were like, Beyonce shouldn't have won Country Album of the Year. Post Malone's country album was so much better. I'm like, I don't agree with that. Also in that category, I'm Not Okay, a bar song, The Architect. Best country album went to Cowboy Carter. It was between that one, F1 Trillion, Post Malone. Like, I didn't think it was bad, but it definitely wasn't memorable. Deeper Well by Kacey Musgraves, Higher, Chris Stapleton, Whirlwind, Lainey Wilson. I gotta say, those country people are not happy Beyonce won. And if Lainey Wilson wanted to tomorrow drop a pop infused country album, the only people that would have a problem with it were the country people. So no offense to anyone out there who's country fans, but that's literally how it would be. Not I cannot remember a single person who loved pop music that was mad when Taylor Swift switched over to 1989. But I can tell you many, many, many people and tweets and things that I remember of people from the countryside being super pissed that she's leaving country music. So I don't know, you might want to look into that a little bit. Did you guys see Beyonce's face when she won Country Album of the Year? She was like stunned. And I'm like, go, go, go. Get your award. She won for the very first time Album of the Year. She's been nominated, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And this is the first time she's winning the coveted award. Also, last night we realized they don't do Artist of the Year here, which is really interesting. You'd think that would be a big accomplishment, like acknowledging just artists and how hard they've worked. Charlie XCX, she did not win any of the main categories, but she did win like best pop electronic album. She won 3 of them, but these were all not televised. Her performance was so good. It was just, I was telling my friend the other night, I posted the video of her performing, and the comment or the caption was, "Charlie, you will always be famous." And my friend was like, I couldn't agree more. And I'm like, she just is fame. Like, just watching that performance, it's just giving 90s grunge fame and just like living life up to the best. I was thinking yesterday, like, she's finally been nominated for a Grammy. I don't know if she's been nominated before, but like, she's worked super hard and got to this point, and there's that phrase, it's like, whatever that one other pop culture guy said, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. But I was like, but she still had a really fun life. Like, even though she's not been nominated for this big, huge award, she's had like a great career and loyal fans, even though she hasn't had like the most fans. I don't know. It just made me realize, like, we should just appreciate the journey. What does Miley say? Hang on.
Journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Oh, that'll never get old. But her voice, it's like, do you need a cough drop or something? But anyway, that's what I was thinking. Like, she's obviously probably super grateful to have this award, but just looking back, she's friends with all these other famous people. She's gone on tour. She's released good music before this. She's been to award shows. She goes, like, she makes money. So it just made me kind of realize that we should always just like where we're at and enjoy the little things. I know that sounds so cliche and so stupid. I didn't mean to make this a Tony Robbins podcast, but it really did. And she finally, got to the big guns and won 3 awards at it. But I don't know. I just always think, like, when I get to this certain amount of money, that's when I'll know I'll be okay. And it's like a crazy amount of money. But I'm like, but wait, any money I'm making more than what I'm making now is a success to me. So I should just look at it like that, just like little wins along the way. And then that's when you eventually get to your big win. I shouldn't be thinking of this end goal. It's not like once I hit that dollar amount, it's going to be like a switch in my brain and I'm like, oh, I've made it. I'm done. Like, that's it. That's just not how it works. And I'm just so glad that I thought of that. And I reminded myself of that. The journey is the part that you remember anyways. What else happened last night? Doechii performed. It was amazing. Charlie performed, like I said. Sabrina's performance was so good. She just knows how to put on a show. It's like not even it's like a production. It's not even just her up there singing. Ray went up and sung, and then Benson Boone was sitting in the audience, and he was wearing like this really boring tuxedo. Like it looked like the one that they put in your senior year of high school. At least this is how ours went. I didn't go to the most affluent school, so our tuxedos were just a top half of a tux, like probably went down to your belly button, and it just looked like a suit. And they would just put it over your head, mess up your hair, put it over your head, and then take it off and put it on the next person, and take it off and put it on the next person, take their picture. And it stunk. It smelled like sweat, and I'm like, this is. Ugh. Anyway, that's what his tuxedo looked like, and I was like, what is he wearing? Like that is very safe for what he usually wears. And so Trevor Noah went over to him, and he was sitting next to Nikki Glaser and Heidi Klum, and he was talking to Benson, and he kind of just sitting there, and all of a sudden the lights shine on Benson, and he pulls out a microphone from his pocket and starts singing. And I was like, guys, how many backflips do you think he's gonna do, or flips? And my friend Sachi was like, probably like about 2. I'm like, that's exactly how many he did. How'd you know that? I thought he was gonna do like 15. He's a little excessive with the flips. Anyway, but he stood up, and then Nikki Glaser and Heidi Klum stood up behind him and ripped off his tux, and it was like this skin tight sequin like full body suit. I'm like, he looks really good, don't get me wrong, but it looks a little too small. And you could tell at the end because he was like adjusting himself after the performance. But yeah, he did good. Who else performed? Shakira also performed. She was making her stomach do things I've never seen a stomach do in my life, but that's like what she's known for. And she also won for Best Latin Album, and Jennifer Lopez presented it to her. Billie Eilish also performed. She was one of the first ones, and she kind of went back to her roots with the Adam Sandler looking outfit. But, you know, everyone loves that. Teddy Swims performed. Chapel Roan, I couldn't forget Chapel Roan. She did Pink Pony Club. And then after that, she was wearing like those tall, pointy hats with like the fabric coming out of them, like in a Renaissance era. Sabrina Carpenter also won last night. I don't know if she won any other awards, but she did win Best Pop Vocal Album. And I liked Short and Sweet, don't get me wrong, I really do, but Eternal Sunshine was part of that or included in that competition, and that album, I just love that album. I wish it would have won. And the fact that We Can't Be Friends didn't get nominated for anything, or let alone win, that is just astonishing to me. I that should have been in Record of the Year. That I would have put in place of Not Like Us, for sure, 1000%. Von Dutch won for Best Pop Song Recording. Von Dutch is probably, I was thinking about this last night, I think about it all the time actually, every time I listen to the song. It is probably one of the best pop songs ever created. It just, the production, I honestly couldn't tell you what it's about. Don't even ask me, but it's one of the greatest pop songs of all time. But yeah, Short and Sweet won for that, and I'm just glad. Did you guys see that Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter were hugging each other last night? And it's like, the war is over. But people were like, but Taylor Swift, there's a video of her just walking by them as they were hugging. And they're like, well, the grudge is still there. Because obviously Olivia has a song called Grudge. And there's that kind of beef between her and Taylor. Even though it's like, they say it's not there, but it kind of is. After Taylor not took the rights, but I don't know. It's very obvious that 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, or whatever. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Every time I hear it still, and I've listened to that song for like a long time, like years, and I think it's New Year's Day by Taylor Swift. The only reason you can tell it's different is because the birds are chirping in the background. But other than that, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard this song in a long time, New Year's Day. And it's, nope, it's not. It's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, or whatever that song, whatever the title is. I would love so I went to my friend Mason and Sachi's last night. That's where we watched the Grammys. We had pizza. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I've kind of been doing this episode backwards. I was supposed to start with all my other stuff, and I did not. So I didn't really get to do my intro. This is episode 75, you guys. Can you believe that? 75 episodes? It's kind of exciting. I've lost 5 pounds. I've been tracking my weight, and I do not want to hear anyone saying, you don't need to lose weight. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You do not see what I look like under these clothes. First of all, I make sure of that. And second of all, I am skinny fat. And do you know how aggravating it is to be skinny fat? Because, like, yes, I do have muscles. I will say it. I will be the first one to say it. When I am in a tank top, like, my arms and shoulders, they look very good. I'm not meaning to brag. I'm not meaning to be, like, conceited. But I've worked very, very hard to get these. My legs are pretty muscly. But my chest and my stomach and my, what are they called? Love handles. Oh my gosh, you know how upsetting it is to put on a shirt and just see the form going over your love handles? And I'm like, why? Why? So, that being said, I want to lose 15 more pounds. Don't say anything. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, you don't need to do that. Body dysmorphia, whatever. I've had body dysmorphia for well over a decade now. But this time it's positive body dysmorphia. It's realistic. It's not me starving myself and sprinting on the treadmill for miles at a time. It's actually well thought out and well planned. Anyway, I've lost 5 pounds because I started tracking my calories. And I do gotta say, you really realize how many calories you eat without even knowing it. And did you know one serving of ranch dressing, Hidden Valley, the best one, I don't want to hear it, don't at me, it is 1 tablespoon. It is 120 calories for 1 tablespoon of ranch dressing. How many of you out there are eating 1 table? That's so, like, when you go to restaurants and they give you those little plastic cups, usually what fry sauce comes in, but it's ranch. That's more than one serving. So you're eating probably 2 servings. That's whatever, 240 calories of just ranch dressing. So it just really opened my eyes to all the little things that I was eating. The butter that I used to cook my eggs, the olive oil. 1 serving of olive oil is 120 calories, maybe even more. Obviously, it's better for you than ranch dressing, but just like I'd come home every day and have one like butter cookie before I made my dinner, and that was 150 calories. So I don't know. I've been trying to get 1,700 calories. And I've been trying to get 500 to 700 calorie deficit every day. It's been harder to get 700, but it's hard because my watch tracks my steps and like when I'm running and stuff. So that puts those calories in, but it has a hard time tracking when I'm lifting weights and stuff. So I definitely know I'm burning more than 500. I just don't know if I'm getting to 700. I think I would if I'm doing a full weight workout. Anyway, in 5 days, I've lost 5 pounds, and I can definitely tell. It starts in my face. My face loses fat first, but I just really want my chest to go down and my love handles. But it's working. Slow progress is still progress, you guys. I honestly don't know what I was talking about before this, but I was just super excited. Oh, I was at my friend Mason and Sachi's. They're like, do you want to come watch it with us? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I've never been invited to watch the Grammys. I think once. It was when Dua Lipa performed in that really gorgeous pink Versace outfit. I went and hung out with my friends then. But other than that, I'm like, I usually just kind of watch it at my house and chill out. So it was fun. I brought crumble, and we had Domino's pizza and chips and salsa, and I had 2 sodas, which is not wild because I drink Alani, but it was kind of nice to not hate myself after I ate pizza. Usually I do, and I mean, that definitely is body dysmorphia when you or a part of it when you hate yourself after you eat food. And I didn't overindulge. I had a decent amount and it was fine. And here we are. We are here again. And I was actually nervous because next week is the Super Bowl. And I usually like to veg out of the Super Bowl because it's just fun. And I was super nervous, but I think going last night and having the food there kind of made me realize it's okay to eat like that every now and then. And then after that, there's nothing going on. I can go back to my regularly scheduled programming. But I've also been trying to get 10,000 steps a day because they say walking, it's this one guy on TikTok who's a personal trainer, and he like, you know how you just find someone you click with? This is him. Like, there's how many personal trainers out there, and this guy, he's just like, he's not mean, but he's very blunt and direct, and just get to work. His slogan at the end of every video is, "It's not easy, but it is simple," or "It's simple but not easy," or something. He was saying that walking, he gets at least 10,000 steps a day, and that's how he stays in really good shape. And it burns slower. It's not like an intense workout like running. And they say running burns carbs and walking burns calories. I don't know. Don't question me on that. So I've been trying to get 10,000 steps a day, and you really realize how much you don't walk throughout the day. I came home one day, and it was like 8 p.m. I had to walk 9,000 steps, you guys. I only got 1,000 steps that day. I had to walk 9,000 steps. And when you're doing it all at once, it does take a long time. So get your steps in during the day. What else was I talking about? I don't know. Back to the Grammys. Taylor Swift was obviously the queen of supporting everybody. She was up dancing and cheering, and she cheers Jay-Z when Beyonce won, even though you clearly could tell she wanted that. I just think it's weird that her and Billie didn't win a single award. Like, I don't know. Fortnite should have won something. Wait, didn't it? Hang on. It was up for music video, wasn't it? Okay, now I'm getting mad. Do you know who won? Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us. Are you serious? Now, I wasn't very upset. Usually I am after the Grammys, but now I am. Like, come on. And Houdini by Eminem. Are you kidding me? Houdini by Dua Lipa should have been nominated. Like, you know, the critics are so quick to come for Katy Perry, and her album was like the second worst rated album last year. Well, guess whose was right next to hers? Eminem, but he was nominated several times at the Grammys. I just, okay, whatever. 360 was in the best music video category. Houdini by Eminem, Taylor Swift by A$AP Rocky, Not Like Us, and Fortnite. Come on, really? Really? Fortnite should have won that. Sorry, there's no question about that in my mind. I've never even seen the Not Like Us. I didn't even know that had a music video. I don't know, it makes no sense. Best recording package, I don't even know what that means, but it went to Brat. So, good for you, Brat. What else happened? Oh, Kim Kardashian's ex-husband showed up, unfortunately, and they were kicked out, even though he was nominated. Why do you guys keep nominating him? Why? Like, you won't nominate Katy Perry for anything, but you'll nominate Kanye West when he posted a photo of his Grammys in the toilet and him peeing on them. Really? We're going to keep nominating that behavior? Makes no sense. But his wife, who I thought they were getting divorced. Okay, I just double checked. It was a rumor. They're not getting divorced. But she was literally wearing nothing. It was like a sheer... She came in a full fur black coat and then took it off, and she was wearing nothing. And they were asked to leave. And he wasn't even on the list to be on the red carpet, but they just let him in because, you know, he's whatever. But I don't know. I cannot. Just please leave us alone. And did you see the only person he's following on Instagram is Taylor Swift? And people are like, dude, leave her alone. Like, it's been long enough. Just leave her alone. You're so annoying. I wish he would just go away. I'm not saying to unalive, but just leave us alone. We're done. We are so done. I can't even explain. And the people out there who are diehard fans of him still to this day, I get like early days with like Stronger and Monster and All the Lights and stuff like that, but still, I just don't understand it. Last night my friend was like, Yeezy, because there was a Yeezy commercial, and she's like, Yeezy and Tesla give me the same vibes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so accurate. I can't even explain. Like, yes, exactly, 100,000%. Okay, I think that's it for Grammy news. There obviously probably is more to it than this, but that's all I can think of at the moment. ATM. So yeah, congratulations to all the winners. Sorry to the ones that did not win. Stop complaining about albums that have a lot of songs. Start giving us albums with more songs. And I don't know, it'll be interesting. I really hope this year. Oh, sorry, I'll finish my sentence. Um, I really hope this year is not a dry year for music, because last year was like a complete monsoon of just good music nonstop over and over. Just tons of music, and it was all mostly from pop divas, and that's my favorite genre of music. And I don't know, I just hope this year is not dry. I feel like this year is going to be a lot of touring. We're going to see, because Beyonce just announced she was going on tour, the Cowboy Carter tour. Lady Gaga is touring. She was on the cover of Elle magazine this for February, and did she say she wants to tour? Maybe I'm just making that up. Katy Perry's touring. She just released her U.S. dates, and I don't know. Dua Lipa's on tour right now. Miley's supposed to release new music this year. Lady Gaga is. She released a new song last night during the commercial break of the Grammys, Abracadabra, and all I can say is she's back. The weirdo is back, and I am happier than ever. The music video is giving Alejandro vibes, and it's just wonderful. The song's good. So far, the 3 songs she has out for the new album are fantastic. Disease gets better every single time you listen to it. I never not liked it. Never didn't like it. um, and but it's just one of those ones that you just, especially when you're at the gym or in your car and the music's blasting. They added Die with a Smile onto there. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's still getting about 9 million streams per day on there on Spotify. So obviously it makes sense to put it on the album to boost album sales. And then Abracadabra. So we're off to a good start. There's 15 songs on the album, you guys. So, and it's not a deluxe. I hope she will release a deluxe album, but this is just the standard album. Yeah, it comes out March 7th. Oh, yeah, so we were talking about last week. So literally 10 minutes after I posted the episode, she released her new album title. It's called Mayhem. And I don't know, I just love it. Her fiance helped her write 7 of the songs, she said. And have you guys seen her wedding ring? Her engagement ring, I guess, right now? It's massive. And she wears it everywhere. She, like, every outfit she was changing into. She's even wearing these lace gloves last night when they performed. Her and Bruno Mars performed, but they did not perform Die with a Smile. I was kind of surprised about that. But she was wearing, like, these lace gloves, and the ring was over top the gloves. It's massive. You cannot miss it, you guys. It's huge. So, yeah, that is exciting. It's been a minute. It's been 5 years since Chromatica came out. That's so weird. That is so weird. And it's kind of exciting now because when Chromatica came out, it was during COVID. So it really didn't get the recognition it deserved. And she did go on tour, but she only did a few. And weren't they like baseball stadiums? I just really hope she does more shows this time around. And I mean, I've never been to a baseball stadium to watch a concert, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so everything I've learned about Mr. Beast, I have learned against my will. And it's not like it's a bad thing. I don't necessarily think he's a bad guy. I just don't know what he does. And I don't know what it is about him that people love so much more than other YouTubers. I truly cannot tell you what type of content he makes. All I hear about him is he gets richer and richer, and he has that moldy food company. But my cousin and I decided to watch Beast Games. My friend Edgar told me about it. He's like, I'm like, what are you doing tonight? This was a few weeks ago at the gym. He's like, I'm going over to Emily's house and we're going to watch our show. I'm like, what show are you watching? And he's like, it's the Beast Games. I'm like, Mr. Beast? He's like, yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it's actually really good. So we were scrolling through the TV and that came up and we kind of just got talking about it. And we started it. It is giving dystopian like 1,000,000%. It's giving Black Mirror, Squid Games, Hunger Games, Mad Max. Like, I'm not even kidding you. There's like there's different, there's no way this show is making money. There's no way. The first 5 minutes, they give away $1,000,000. The grand prize is 5 million, and they also give away a private island worth 1.8 million. And I'm like, how is someone going to take care of that? How is someone going to pay the taxes on that? How is someone going to keep up the upkeep on that? Like, a regular person is not going to be able to do that. And I was like, we're like, how much do you think he's worth? And I was like, I would say at least 100 million. I also thought he was in his mid 30s. He's only 26. He's worth $500 million. For what? What does he do? I don't get it. I do not get it. I think this whole entire show is a tax write-off for Amazon. Truly, I do. Because they have built cities and like, so it starts out with 1,000 people. Each person has their own iPad and they use it for about 5 minutes and then it's done. I'm like, what? How is this show even profitable? Then they build this mini city inside these walls and they have to play these games, and they build like a 6-story building, and they play just like the most simple games. Like, they have to throw a ball off the top of the building and try and make it in a giant coffee cup. It's games like this, and then it's games like you have to convince people on your team, you have to convince so many people to leave, or else your entire team gets eliminated. And so, but the thing is, it's not it's not giving, like, I remember watching Deal or No Deal when I was younger, like in middle school. And back then, people, when they were on game shows, they were like, what are you going to do with the money? And I remember this lady's like, I want to buy a lime green Escalade. And it's like, people, when they used to win stuff, they would just buy things that they wanted, not needed. This show, people are like, I'm going to be able to take care of my mom's medical bills. I'm going to be able to buy my mom's house back that went into foreclosure. This is going to set me up for, a long time. And I'm like, they are literally fighting to survive. This is what it's not. It's not they're going to take this money and go and buy a nice car. Well, some of them are, and I don't like those ones. But not that I'm saying you shouldn't go buy a car. I do not like the people that want to buy the car in the show. Let me just get that clear. And there's also this guy that's like a creepy cult leader, and I can't even look at him. He makes me sick. But yeah, it's not like these people are going to go out and just like go to Gucci and do all this stuff. They're literally there because they want to be able to buy groceries. And there's a scene where Mr. Beast and his friends, first of all, if you're worth $500 million, please get a stylist. I don't really know what that outfit was, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not. I'm so confused. Like, there's a scene where two people are down to they're winning the island, and this one lady's like hysterically crying. She's like, I'm going to use it to get leverage back and buy back my house that was taken from me in foreclosure. And she's like crying, and I can't remember what the other guy said. And Mr. Beast is like, oh, that's wonderful. I'm like, at that point, you should just be like, hey, I'll buy your house back for you. I have the money. I just, he's just sitting there watching people struggle and fight and get in fights. And I don't know. It just seems so crazy to me. And so not this newest Mad Max, but the Mad Max before this with Charlize Theron, the creepy dictator guy that's up on top of the cliff and he's giving the people water. He has like the controllers and he turns on the water, and they have these little tiny like bowls and buckets trying to collect as much water as they can, and then he shuts it off like not even like 30 seconds later. Like, there's a scene like that where he's up at the top of this building and he's throwing, I don't know if it's money, I don't know what it is, but they have to catch it, and they're just like, I don't know, it just looks like they're peasants, and he's like throwing stuff to them, and it's like to the battle till the end. I don't know, you guys. It's very interesting, and it's actually pretty entertaining. But there's no way this show's making money. I think it's a tax write-off for sure, because they I mean, they have helicopters. They give away cars. They're giving away a Lamborghini. And throughout the show, they've given away like an additional, I don't know, another $1 million. So in total, like they're giving away $10 million, I would say, roughly. And that's not even. Wait till you see these sets, you guys. Like the beginning, there's 1,000 people, and they're all standing on these squares, and that's what gives Black Mirror, that scene right there. And if they're eliminated, they open up the floor, and these people drop down. I'm like, how is this even economical? Like, I don't understand it. But my niece came in when we were watching it. She's like, "Oh, it's Mr. Beast," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know who he is?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, what does he make? He makes videos on YouTube. I'm like, yes, I know, but what kind of videos does he make on YouTube? And she's like, I don't know, he just like does stuff. And I'm like, can you elaborate? And she's like he does like competitions, like kind of like this. And I'm like, why do people watch him? But that just goes to show you there are people out there for everyone. Still, and most of the stuff I've learned from him, I've learned against my will. The one thing that stands out to me is that he has that food company that was moldy. It was like competing against Lunchables, and that one chef lady from YouTube, I have no idea who she is, but she opens up the food because she's going to try and taste test it. And she's like, you guys, this is moldy. She's like, I'm not even trying to be like funny or mean or whatever. She's like, this food is moldy. So yeah. Anyway, then our niece was like, why are you watching this? We're like, we don't know. We really, truly don't know. Anyway, it's entertaining if you're in the mood for that. It's on Amazon, and I want someone else to see this so I can talk about it with them, because it just kept getting crazier and crazier to me, and I don't know. It just goes to show the state that we're in right now of people needing money to literally survive. Okay, moving on. What is next? Madison Beer has a documentary. It's on YouTube. It's only 22 minutes long, but it's about her spin-in tour, which was last year. So I think I don't know if she like talks in it or whatever, but I think it's just highlights of her concert, her tour. Lady Gaga was on the cover of Elle magazine, like I said before. Heidi Montag and Avril Lavigne were in the studio together. Just so curious what that means. Oh, also, did you guys see Nickelback is about to release something? Okay, so I've done some research, and apparently they've been releasing music for a while now. They had an album in 2017. They had one called Get Rollin' in 2022. Their popular songs are still like their original ones, like How You Remind Me has 1.2 billion. Rockstar, this is remastered 2020 though. Burn to the Ground, I've never heard that song. Animals, Saving Me. So yeah, their first stuff is definitely still popular, but I don't know. I like Nickelback. I don't know any of their new stuff. I had no idea they're still releasing stuff. They're releasing a music video from an album that came out in 2022. That's interesting. They did a live album from Nashville. It's just called Nickelback Live from Nashville. It's got, yeah, like Chris Daughtry's with them, Brantley Gilbert, Josh Ross. Never heard of Josh Ross. Who else? I don't know. So, but I went to their website. They're selling merch, like a bundle merch package for $250. So, see, that's what I'm saying. There's someone out there that's going to buy the stuff you're trying to sell. You just got to get the right fan base. I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't even buy Adele's album, that $350 one. That's crazy. So yeah, if you're in the mood to listen to Nickelback, they're still kicking. They'll be in Scottsdale on February 7th. So I don't understand where the Nickelback slander came from. Look, they had an album in 2014, 2011, 2005. That was like their prime right there. 2005, 2008. Oh my gosh. Crazy. So yeah, I don't know where people started to just like hate on them for no reason. It's kind of like Camila Cabello. They just don't like her. Camila Cabello and Rita Ora. I don't understand that. But I guess there it is. The Chanel fashion show was last week, and I can't remember if I said it on the podcast or on the Patreon page, but there's a certain style of Chanel. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a knitted, a woven um, fabric, and it's just classic Chanel. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, go search up Kylie Jenner Chanel fashion show. Whatever that fabric she's wearing is what I'm talking about. And I need someone to tell me what style that is, what fabric it is, what cut. It's just the classic. I mean, hers was like a crop top, like jacket thing, and then a tiny little mini skirt. So obviously that's not like classic Chanel. It's a little bit more risque. I mean, she obviously looked really good in it, but Kylie Jenner was at that fashion show, so it was Dua Lipa, Lily Rose Depp. Did you see Dua Lipa and Callum? Is it Callum Scott? That doesn't sound right. Callum Turner dancing underneath the Eiffel Tower. I was like, oh, this gives me hope. This gives me like life, and like maybe there's someone out there for me. Like, they're just so happy. They're just dancing and smiling together, and in Paris under the Eiffel Tower. Are you kidding me? Oh, I love my celebrity couples, Kylie and Timothy, Dua and Callum. Who else? There's another one out there that I'm obsessed with. I don't know. Oh, you know what I found out? And I cannot say his name. I have tried and tried and tried. It is so confusing. So the band Maneskin, I think that's what it's called. They sing "Beggin'." I'm begging, begging you. They sing it just like that. So there's a new song out that I really like by a guy. How do you spell this name? Maneskin. I don't know how to spell the band's name. He has a song called "Born with a Broken Heart," and I love it. It's so good. And I'm like, oh, I wonder who this guy is. Like, he must be new. I didn't really look much into him, but it turns out he's from this band. Okay, Damiano David. Damiano. I thought it was Dynamo. Dynamo David. He's from oh my gosh, where is he from? The band Maneskin. Why isn't it popping up? Come on. Anyway, he's gone out on his own now, and he just released a song from a cover of "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart" by Miley Cyrus, one of the best songs of all time. He has "Born with a Broken Heart." He's actually a really good singer, like really talented, very good looking. He is dating Dove Cameron. I just realized this. I love finding out things. So yeah, I had no idea that this was even a thing. And you know what's so annoying is I watched him do interviews on YouTube, and he's like pretty like in good shape, and he's got really good skin. His skin is super clear and good hair, and it was like reading those like tweets, like thirst tweets that fans send in. And they talked about kissing him or something. He's like, I don't know if you'd like it that much. I smoke a lot. I'm like, why? Why? If you are a singer, why would you smoke? Why would you smoke in general? But if you were like trying to preserve your voice, why would you smoke? I just don't understand it. I don't get the whole point of that. You know, I was a smoker once. A couple weeks ago after I was on my Noah Lonnie kick for a week, and I smoked half a cigarette, and my car smelled like cigarettes for days after, you guys. Days. My clothes smelled like it. My mouth tasted like it for hours afterwards. I even had all the windows down in my car, sunroof open and everything, for 2 days. And then I got in my car and went somewhere, and I could still smell it. It's gone now. But I'm like, how do people do this? How do people do this? My eyes were watering. I just don't understand it. Anyway, yeah, Damiano, I still don't think I'm saying it right. David, he has a song called "Born with a Broken Heart," and he just did the cover of "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart." So I suggest listening to both of those. But he's dating Dove Cameron, and Dove Cameron is a Disney darling. She was on, what show was she on? Hang on. Dove Cameron. She has a song "Boyfriend." I can be a better boyfriend than him or something, right? She was on Hairspray Live. Oh, Descendants. Yeah, that's where she's probably most known for. What else is she in? She was on a TV show, a Disney TV show as well. It wasn't. Was it Dog with a Blog? I honestly do not know. Anyway, it's not that important. I just think that's so interesting. I love finding out stuff like that. Like when you don't know actors who are married to other actors, and you're like, oh, I didn't picture that, but I can see it now. All right, what's next? What do we have on the docket next? Legally Blonde, the prequel. It's going to be titled Elle. Is going to start filming next month, I think. So that's exciting. Did you guys see David Beckham's Hugo Boss underwear commercial? Don't watch it at work. It is very steamy. It's giving James Bond-esque. It's giving voyeurism. Is that what they call it? Yeah, don't ask me how I know that, but I was right. I was correct. It's very he looks very good still. It's a underwear campaign, and he just like slowly he's taking off all of his clothes, and the title is Be Your Own Boss or something because of Hugo Boss, obviously. So yeah, I kind of wish after seeing that documentary of them, like I wish I would have grown up in the time of them. Not really, because you know how I feel about being old, but just like they were the it couple, him and Victoria. So it would just be fun to be in that time and see like them in their prime, you know. Okay, have I talked about Riley Green and Megan Maroney? I don't know if I have. If I haven't, I'm sorry. They're two country singers. They're super attractive. Megan Maroney, she just partnered with Alani. She has the watermelon flavor. But it's been rumored that those two have been dating. And was it New Year's? I think it was New Year's. Riley Green posted a photo on Instagram, and it was like on a beach. They were on a beach, and in the background was a big, nice yacht. And then a few days later, Megan posted a photo, and it was almost the same photo, just from a different angle. Same yacht, same clouds in the sky, same everything. And so everyone's like, oh, are they dating? And then on Megan's campaign with Alani, Riley Green's dog commented on her photo. It was like, damn girl or something. And we're like, well, that's it. That solidifies it. My friend Nathan is obsessed with Megan Maroney and Riley Green, actually. And so he sent that to me. He's like, Riley Green's dog just commented on Megan Maroney's Instagram post. I was like, well, I guess that is their way of soft launching it, isn't it? So there you go. Two more attractive people are dating, and I'm like, they're so lucky. They're rich and attractive. What more could you ask for? Rich, attractive, and famous. So Fire Aid happened the other night, and it went for a long time. It was the concert. It was held at two places, Intuit Dome and what was the other one? Intuit Dome and it wasn't SoFi Stadium. Anyways, two places in LA. It was to raise funds for the fire relief for the horrible fires that are in LA. They said that they're completely contained now. They're completely out. There's no more fires. But it started at like 8 p.m. and I just had my TV on because I was like, there's no way I'm going to stay awake for this. Meaning I thought it was going to go until like 10 p.m. And I kept waking up. I woke up for Olivia. I saw Billie sing. I saw Green Day sing. I saw Pink. I missed Katie. I was asleep for her, so I had to go back and watch hers. But she sang Rise, and that's the song that she made for the 2016 Olympics. So they're in Rio then. I just love that song. It is so good in the music video. I think it was filmed here in Utah. It's her, like she's running on the ground or trying to run, and she has what do I want to say, cape, a parachute, and it keeps like pulling her back, and she's like determined to move forward. Anyway, I don't know why I'm explaining this music video, but she's saying that with a choir from people in LA, and I'm like, oh, this is so good. Then she's saying California Girls. Also, Gail King, Oprah's friend, she's like CBS correspondent on, what is their show? Not the Today Show, but CBS This Morning or something. She was talking with Katie behind the scenes, and she's like, so we have this mom and daughter, and she's a massive Katy Perry fan, and they were 40,000th in line to get tickets to come today. And they made it, but we just wanted you to kind of meet her. So they were interviewing the little girl, and Katie wasn't there, and her mom was standing right next to her, and she made lemonade stands and donated all of her money to the fire, and she's just like crying. She's like, I just want to help people. It makes me so sad when I see people sad. And she's just like a sweet little girl. And then they started asking her about Katy Perry, and she's like, I just love Katy Perry. I love her so much. And they're like, what's your favorite song of hers? She's like, California Girls. She's like, well, I probably think she'll sing it tonight. And meanwhile, while she's asking all these questions to the little girl, the mom looks behind them, and Katy Perry's standing there leaning against the wall. And the mom's face like goes like all excited, and Katie winks at her. And everyone's like, I love how the mom didn't like freak out and ruin the moment for the girls. The mom just kind of smiled at Katie and looked away. And then they're like, what? Oh, they wanted her to sing California Girls. And they're like, I think Katie will sing it. And so she starts singing it behind her, and the little girl turns around and just starts crying, like hysterically crying, and gives Katie a hug. And Katie invited her to the Lifetimes tour. I love it. I love Katy Perry. I love when people are fans of, these musicians and artists, and they get to meet them. It's just great. Lady Gaga performed, Gracie Abrams, Olivia Rodrigo. So I kept like waking up, and I woke up to Olivia Rodrigo singing Driver's License. Lady Gaga finished the show. It was like 2 a.m. when the show ended. I was like, I'm so glad I did not try and stay awake for this. But they said before the show even started, they'd raised $60 million already. And there's a guy who I think he owns the Lakers. Okay, I was wrong. It's the Clippers. But he used to be the CEO of Microsoft. And he's worth $130 million. Anyway, he promised to match every single donation that happened that night. And so I think they raised 30 million more during that night. He donated 15 million. And yeah, early this month, the couple pledged 15 million to wildfire relief efforts. So maybe it's even more than that. Yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers performed. It was like a very fun night. It would be fun to be there, but I would honestly be so tired. And there was a lot of artists there that I didn't know any of their songs. Like Joni Mitchell performed, and like obviously she's a great artist, but I don't know any Joni Mitchell songs. How much did Fire Aid raise? Yeah. Oh, U2 donated $1 million too as well. I forgot about that. But I just think it's cool. What a fun thing to be a part of, and to be able to perform. Oh, Alanis Morissette performed. I did see her. No Doubt performed. I don't know how much money it raised, but it raised a lot of money, and that's good because people need it. They raised $7 million last night during the Grammys, and my friend Mason's like, that'll build 7 houses in California. I'm like, yeah, 7 one-bedroom houses. So Amy Schumer has a new movie coming out called Kinda Pregnant. Comes out in a few days, on the 5th, I think. But it's about her friends are all pregnant, and she's jealous, so she starts wearing a fake pregnancy belly, but then she ends up meeting a guy and falls in love, and so she has to go on with this charade she's been playing. It looks funny. I love Amy Schumer. No one can tell me otherwise. And it's on Netflix. But I think this is for obviously promotion for the movie. If you ever saw the movie Trainwreck, she goes out on the court of a Knicks game and does a dance, and she recreated it the other night at a Knicks game. And I just think that is, I love when people are creative like that for advertising. Like, that is the way to get publicity and think outside the box. That's like a Emily in Paris. That's like kind of something she would think of to do as a marketing scheme. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's it, you guys, for today. I've been posting more TikToks, and I actually really like it. It's fun. It's a lot of work. It's for those 2.5, 3 minute videos. It takes me about an hour, and there's a lot of swearing, and yelling behind the scenes because there's just so many little things that you really don't think about until you're doing them. Like Instagram, for instance. You cannot post a reel that is more than 90 seconds long, but if you post it as a post, it'll turn into a reel and you can post as long as you want. I'm like, make it make sense. What? Instagram has a long ways to go. I used to think that they were just behind because of their algorithm and just like little things like that. No, it's like creatively they are behind compared to TikTok. It makes like you can't post a song that is more than 90 seconds long because of copyright issues. I'm like, for what? You're already using more than half the song. So what does it matter if you use the full song? So then I was like, okay, well, I'll get around it. I'll add this song and then I did get around it actually. I'll add this song. I added Fortnite and then at 90 seconds of Fortnite, I added, what else the song did I add? It was a Charlie XCX song, I think. And I added 90 seconds of that song. And it would let me do that. It would let me put 2 songs so they couldn't be more than 90 seconds long. I'm just like, this is so frustrating. This is so annoying. Anyway, so little things like that. Then it's like the ratio of the videos. And if you're putting the font in the right spot so it doesn't get cut off when you look at your feed, it's like how many pixels do you want it to be? How many of this do you want it to be? How long do you want it to be? What hashtags do you use? It's just a lot of work, but you know what? It's fun. I can't wait to do it. So go follow me. I've been posting reels and TikToks, and I did one about what's happening in February, the things that are happening in February, and I don't see a lot of people doing that. Like I see a lot of people talking about the Justin and Blake. I was like, is that the right names? Without saying their last names, it kind of confused me. Scandal, which I can't even keep up with that, you guys. I'll talk about it more next week, but there's stuff coming out every single day about it. But I see a lot of people like doing analytic views and stuff like that, and I'm just not good at that. I'm good at telling you what's going to come out. I'm good at telling you the numbers. I'm good at telling you dates, stuff like that, and then I'll throw my opinion in every now and then. But that's my forte, and I don't really see a lot of people doing that. And so I think that's kind of my niche. But so I did things that are happening in February, even though I forgot to put the Grammys and I forgot to put the Kate Hudson's new show. I just realized that this morning. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so let's see. Kind of Pregnant. We already talked about that. February 5th. Kardashians comes back February 6th on Hulu. Cannot wait. Apparently Kim has a new man. And Lamar comes back. So that's kind of exciting. Super Bowl 59 is on the 9th. It's between the Chiefs and the Eagles at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Kendrick Lamar is performing, and SZA is coming out on stage with him. The new Captain America franchise, I guess. I don't know if they're continuing on with the same storyline or if it's a whole new cast, pretty much. Captain America Brave New World, February 14th, just in time for Valentine's Day. Liv Tyler's in that, so that should be interesting. I haven't seen her in a minute. White Lotus is coming back, you guys, February 16th. That's on Max. I really hope they incorporate Jennifer Coolidge in here somehow. You can't get rid of her. You just can't. I'm sorry. It won't work. February 16th on Max. This time it's set in Thailand. Tate McRae's new album, So Close to What, comes out February 21st. She just released Sports Car. The new song is really good. And Chelsea Handler has a book coming out. I'll have what she's having on February 25th. If you are in the mood to read funny books, all of hers are super funny. Like all of them. 5 of them are New York Times bestsellers. They're all bestsellers, but 5 of them are New York Times bestsellers. So this is our 7th book. I haven't read all of them, but I've read You Gone to Be Kidding Me, Lies Chelsea Handler Told Me, Death. What is it? What is the one about death? Life and Death or something. Life Will Be the Death of Me. That one's good. So I'm excited for this one. She really, really does. The Lies Chelsea Handler Told Me one is so clever because it's friends and coworkers from her life, and they tell stories about the stuff that Chelsea told them that was complete lies. and they believed it and went along with it, and she just never told them otherwise until they finally realized. So that was a good one. Anyway, thank you for listening, and go follow me on TikTok on the phone with Kacey K. Go follow me on Reels on the phone with Kacey K, or Reels Instagram. I think that's the only really place I'm at. You can follow my main page, Kacey K, Kacey_K, because Kacey K is taken, like we all know, and the girl still has it, but will not relinquish the name. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. I will see you next week, and who knows, maybe it'll be 75 degrees next week. All right, bye.